For at least 15 years, going back to 2005 and maybe earlier, but to 2005 that we can be certain of, Joe Biden has publicly opposed expanding the size of the Supreme Court to pack it with more Democrats. When he ran for the Democratic presidential nomination, Biden was consistent. Just last year, he said that Democrats would, quote, live to rue that day if they packed the Supreme Court, as Franklin Roosevelt tried to do in the 30s and had to stop because of backlash from the public that hated the idea. Biden separately said the court would lose all credibility if Democrats did that. Well, yesterday, Joe Biden changed his mind. Air quotes around the word mind, of course. Or probably more accurately, his handlers told him to say something different, so he did. Asked whether he'd support loading the bench with left-wing activists, as Chuck Schumer has demanded, Biden said it was, quote, a legitimate question. He then refused to say whether he supported it or not. He wasn't going to give an answer because it would, quote, shift the focus and, quote, change the subject from other issues like whether Donald Trump should be able to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Change the subject? What other subject is there? Joe Biden is running to be president of the United States. He may not be aware of that, but he is. Voters, once again, overwhelmingly oppose the idea of tearing down our third branch of government by packing the Supreme Court, making it a purely political operation, even more than it already is. It's a popular solution in some circles on Twitter and in the universities, the root of all poison. And that's about it. Everybody else knows it would destroy our government. It's not even a controversial point. Last year, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, easily the most left-wing jurist in generations, acknowledged that court packing would wreck the court. Watch.
I have heard that there are some people on the Democratic side who would like to increase the number of judges. I think that was a bad idea when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt tried to pack the court. If anything would make the court appear partisan, it would be that. One side saying, when we're in power, we're going to enlarge the number.
Yeah, like, really what we need to do in this moment is wreck more of our ancient institutions, please. Even Ruth Bader Ginsburg understood that was insane and destructive. But now the lunatics who order us to follow her deathbed dying wishes want to ignore her actual expressed wishes from last year. And without any protest, Joe Biden is going along with it because he thinks, well, who knows what he thinks, or if he does. If you needed more evidence that Joe Biden isn't a candidate so much as a pawn for partisans who are trying to get back in power at any cost, there you have it. For 8 days this month, by the way, Joe Biden's handlers shut him off from the press starting at noon, or earlier than that. That is unprecedented in a presidential campaign with fewer than 2 months to go. They don't want you to be able to ask questions of Joe Biden. Maybe he can't handle questions, even basic softball questions he's been getting, including from one reporter at the Washington Post. Why aren't you angry at Donald Trump? That was an actual question. We don't know why they're hiding him. One thing we do know for certain, if Joe Biden can't even tell us whether he plans to destroy a branch of our government, he has no business running any branch of government.